Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Out of Nowhere. And in a second, I'm going to tell you what episode this is. In just a second. Maybe I did put it in there. I don't know. 204, 205, 205 live. It is episode, I believe, 204. I believe.
It's 206.
Really?
205 was the last one.
Really?
Yep.
Can't find 204. Oh, yeah, 205 was the last one. It's 206, yeah. Good God. Well,
206.
Can't always be right. How's everybody doing? Yeah, you can't always have it right. How's everybody doing, man? How's everybody in the chat doing? I can see everybody's warming up tonight down there. Woo! Louis T, what up, Louis T? How you doing, brother? How's everybody in the chat doing? How is the world doing tonight? We are live.
It's a crazy place today. I'm telling you.
What happened to you today?
Yeah, it's just a long day.
Yeah. You sound like you had a long day. Like you're
I'm
ready
sick
to
and
choke
exhausted,
somebody.
Didn't want to miss, this show with so much wrestling news to cover and lots of big topics coming up. So.
Oh my God, dude! There is so much news today. Like it's crazy. There's I don't know what's going on, but there's a ton of news. How's everybody doing in the chat?
SummerSlam alone, that's a huge announcement. We got WWE trying to, save their sinking ship. Is it going to help? We don't know, but we'll see.
Yeah, WWE trying to save the sinking ship. How are they going to save the sinking ship, though, exactly?
That's their hope. They're hoping to right some wrongs by going ahead and moving themselves to the Amway Center. So it started out with WrestleVotes tweeting out a picture of famous WWE moments that happened in the Amway Center. And from there, people kind of figured out, hey, something's going on. It was originally scheduled to take place in Boston, as we know. That's not happening. Going from there, we said, would they stay at the Performance Center? We heard that Vince wanted to get out of the Performance Center. So they'll still be in Orlando, but they're going to go ahead and go to the Amway Center. It'll give them much more room. I believe they can utilize pyro as well now. So gives them a bit of a heads up for that. Plus, the shows will return to being live. So after they tape tomorrow, I believe it is, for Raw and SmackDown, which has been a disaster. We'll get to that. But after those two episodes, then they go live. So from now on, they're going to be live from the Amway Center for Raw and SmackDown.
Wow. Okay. Live from the Amway Center. I mean, it definitely leaked out.
AEW is able to bring some fans in, and
this is...
They took extra precautions.
Is this an outdoor thing, too? So they're like, oh, we're going to be outdoors? Is the Amway...
I don't believe so.
It's not outdoors?
I don't believe so.
Why did I think...
I don't believe it's outdoor.
Oh, man. Wow, that's too bad. I was really counting on SummerSlam at the beach or something. It really blows.
But it's so big that they can really social distance people. It's a very large arena, so I don't think... I know it's not outdoors, but I don't know if there's any type of opening or anything for it. I don't believe so.
Oh, man, I would have really, really liked
But last night for AEW, they had face scans that made sure not only were you wearing masks, but they had security walking around constantly correcting people that were taking their masks down or anything like that. And they scanned people's temperatures on the way in. So, I mean, they were trying to abide by the guidelines as best they could. Right. So they tried to take extra precautions. And it wasn't many fans, it was just a few, but still, I mean, just that little addition added something we noticed to the audience reaction, so.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think it does add something, but I think an outdoor atmosphere would add something too, and it's like...
Oh, no doubt. I wanted to see them do something on a cruise or boat or beach. I wanted to see something dynamically different, but we're just going to get a larger Performance Center show.
A larger Performance Center show.
Maybe they can pull off more. We're unsure. We'll see what happens. But,
I just hope we can see some stuff like the first night at WrestleMania, like that sort of thing. I think they've done a better job of adjusting to what's going on. I just think it's still really bad, mostly on Raw. But like potentially SummerSlam could be a little bit better. And
SmackDown's been a little bit better, but the the overall show for Raw, you can tell it just reeks of desperation with them doing this underground stunt now, and there's so many things that just aren't working on Raw. It feels like it's got a huge lack of star power for the most part, and they're so just consistent about 50-50 booking that no one ever gets over. It's just a constant, let's make heat on the heels, let's and then every 8 weeks or so you'll get one win or comeuppance victory for the faces, and then they'll do it all over again. It's just the heels attacking for weeks and weeks and weeks on end. That's all we seem to get on Raw.
Yeah, I was looking back at some of the Seth Rollins stuff, and it's like they really did like a lot of the same things over and over again. I know we talked about it then, but we were like, because I was laughing at it. I tweeted out like Seth Rollins funny, like is hilarious, like, and he is. It is funny, but when we were living it week to week, although some of it was really funny, a lot of it was just like, oh my God, they're doing it again. Like what a slow
how many
burn.
times have we seen this angle? How many times have we seen this match, this scenario, this situation? It is disheartening.
They really got to cut down the slow burn a little bit. It was a little too slow on WWE Raw, because we're
for some of the angles,
so
they need to try and pick up the pace a little bit, and other things they need to slow it down. So I mean, they can't catch a break. But
yeah, I think AEW has been a lot better at balancing that type of stuff. Where they bail on something once it seems like it ain't working.
As where Vince bails either immediately before it ever gets a chance to take off the ground, or he forces it down your throat until you're so sick of it that you don't want to be a fan anymore.
Or he even though I know
those are the two options usually.
I know this is what you meant, like he bails on it, but he's got multiple ways of bailing on it. There's the
it's
not
just
like
one
Vince,
tried and true formula.
Yeah, like there's the regular wrestling bail on it. Like, okay, let's kill that storyline. But then there's the complete, like, almost troll or something of stuff. Like the spider the Rowan spider story thing that happened that didn't make any sense and then turned into like what? And then the stuff that starts and then just disappears completely. It's like the WWE
so he'll either run it into the ground and he'll force you to beg for it to be off TV, or he'll scrap it immediately because it didn't get the reaction.
Super chat.
Right.
Party.
Don't know.
Keep your kids away from WWE. If they don't catch COVID, they'll end up in problematic dreams windowless van.
Oh, man. Spaz Phoenix, thank you for the $5 Canadian, man. What's going on, Spaz?
Velveteen Dreams, got the VD apparently, so yikes.
I mean, I know that WWE came out and said they were investigating him, but I almost feel like they have to come out and tell everybody that they investigated and found the invalid whatever. Because
they have to clear his name at this point, because if they don't, I mean, people are still running with it, but it's not hard to feel justified in the against him camp.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are just feel gross or something, like they don't know. Spaz Phoenix, thank you for the $5, man. What's up? It is a weird night tonight, but we are live for Out of Nowhere, and the chat is looking like it's wet. How many people in the chat are wet? Let's just raise our hands here.
I think that's all of them. It's funny that you'd bring up the Eric Rowan thing too, because he was talking earlier. He's done a few different media interviews, and Eric Redbeard is what he's going by now. He went ahead and said that all the build for something so trivial was really, he says, kind of sucky for me. He says, because we go to work and we put all these things in, and you have all these ideas in your head, and then that's what it is. I sent messages to Heyman. I sent messages to the writers. I wrote out long things about what I thought it should be. Here's what we could pitch. I had over-the-top ideas. He says what he wanted to have was like an idea from American Horror Story where he had the world's smallest woman in there. It's a stupid idea. He said, I'm so large and she would be so small and delicate. It would show a different side of me to the fans. Everyone is trying to humanize people in wrestling these days. And to him, without going into this long quote, he likes monsters, serial killers, things that go bump in the night. So if he thought it was something very out there and strange, like a very tiny woman, it could be interesting. I don't know if I agree with that being the revelation of what's in the cage, but I get the idea of not
No,
wanting
that's
it
better.
to be a dollar store spider.
Imagine if it was a small woman. I mean, that's a better idea than the spider because that's like, what? That's way better.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
I mean, because it's
and
weird.
Not like he didn't pitch. He said he pitched dozens of ideas.
Oh my
time
God.
and time again.
That's so much better because
And
it's weird and then it adds another element to him. Like, and who is this? And what the hell? Like, oh my God, that's way better than the stupid spider thing.
yeah, the dollar store spider.
Oh my
that
God.
thing was a travesty. And he also let people know that, hey, look at that. There was no plans to ever cast anyone. And he said anyone as Sister Abigail. So she was never supposed to actually be a person. Bray portraying Sister Abigail was the closest they got to it, but there was never any plans to have, Alexa Bliss or Nikki Cross or anybody play that role. So
Wow.
the fan speculation can die with that one now.
That is hilarious. But sad. Hilarious, but sad. But you know what? I don't know, man. I never care. I don't give a crap. I'll tell you what. I don't care about Sister Abigail because I knew that they wouldn't do it right. So after the first, they didn't do it. I was like, who cares if they do it? But I mean, I would have gone with that whole thing that the guy had a book and he read from this book or something, and they got all crazy with it. But I don't know. I'm not going to tell that story for the millionth time. But yeah, I hope I never. After the first couple times they didn't do Sister Abigail and everybody went Sister Abigail, Sister Abigail. I became annoyed by it and was like, I don't ever want to see a Sister Abigail ever.
Yeah, people obsessed it into obscurity.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, man, but I'm just the fans irritated me with it. I never want to see it. I don't care. Hope it doesn't happen because it's stupid, and now it's annoying. And I've been annoyed by it for 3 or 4 years, and then to see it come to fruition would annoy the hell out of me. I'd be like, finally, you got it. There you go. Stupid. It's like when CM Punk returns, I won't even be excited anymore. There's a point where you're like, oh my God, if he comes back. And then there's a point where you're like super pumped up if he were to come back. And then there's a point where you're like, I don't know, man. He's not going to come back. It doesn't even matter.
It's been teased so many times now that it doesn't feel special anymore.
It's dead.
Lost all momentum. Yes, it's
so
just
dead.
done for.
If he came back this year, it would be just like, okay, whatever. What are you going to do? This show sucks anyway. Like, it's already too late. If Punk had come back 2 years ago, 3 years ago, it would have been like epic. Or if he'd showed up in AEW on the show as a character.
That would have been big. Or had he not done the Fox show,
yes,
that would have been, because that lowered his stock.
Watered it down. Yeah, and it showed that only about 25,000 people gave a crap.
Yeah, really. When I just don't think fans wanted to see him in that regard, as where they probably thought, hell, they just want CM Punk. They'll take him any way they can get him. And the fans were like, no, we wanted him to return to wrestle, not to talk. So
and he knew what he was doing. He's like, I'm going to get a payday, and I don't even have to work for WWE. That's what he thought.
He was very smart about it. I wonder if they had to close out his contract when the show ended and how that worked. I bet you he got paid. So.
Oh, yeah, I bet he did. I bet you there was some kind of clause if the show was canceled or whatever.
Yeah,
absolutely.
He's a businessman. I'm sure he had himself covered very well.
By businessman, you mean...
Hey, close enough.
Synonymous,
one for the other.
Go ahead in the chat. You know it.
I know you've seen with the MLB games how they do the digital fans.
Oh, God.
That's WWE's idea to do for SummerSlam. Since they won't bring fans in yet. They do want to bring fans back in. They want, if AEW was able to do it, I'm sure WWE will find a way to get more than just family and friends of family in there.
I don't know if you heard Corrupted last week on Saturday, but I began describing how funny it would be if you were to bet on like hitting the ball into a cardboard cutout in the crowd and everybody could like have their own cutout. And if it lands on you, you win like $1 million. And then what happened was Troy made me aware that that's actually done. That's what's being done.
Really?
Yes. And people win
awesome.
People are winning money or something. And I started snapping. I lost it on Corrupted because it was just too funny because I'm like saying this and he goes, they're doing that. No, they're doing that. And I'm like, what are you
exactly
talking
what
about?
They're doing.
Oh my God.
I think you must say all your ideas in the shower and the government bugged your bathroom and they're just listening to everything that you
I always have these ideas. Like every time I think about how can you market this into something fun or weird or money or whatever. And it's like most of the time nobody does it. But the fact that he was like, oh, they're already doing that. That's what they're doing. You can pay $500 for a cutout. And then if it hits you or something like that, you get like tickets. Or I was like, what? Troy's the one who told me this. And I'm a little pissed off because the Bruins just lost to a crap team. Can't even beat the friggin' Carolina. Sorry. But no, so it was just wild that was like really going on. I thought Troy was messing with me. I thought he was just going with me on the idea. So yeah, if WWE does this, they should do it too, man. Well, they can't because the wrestlers can't. I mean, go into the crowd and knock over a. But it would be. I think what you could do is put a green screen on the head of the cutouts in the crowd, and then you could scan your face. And then they would put your face into the scanner thing, and you'd have your face in the background. I think that would be awesome.
That could be interesting.
And they could charge for it.
Yeah, have yourself be in the audience.
Yeah, and if they want to look good, they could do it for charity.
Yeah, I mean, they could do that with a Flash plugin, so you could pick you and your friends to be in the audience at all times.
Right.
Stuff like that.
And we were like on Corrupted Podcast on Saturday on Patreon, which you guys should sign up for. We were like, it'd be funny if we took Tommy's face and just submitted it, and then he was in the it was a lot of dumb ideas, but it was, I don't know, man, it was pretty funny. But yeah, so SummerSlam, Amway Center,
digital fans possibly,
fans, crowd noise.
Matt said in the chat, well, WWE will test their fans before entry. AEW didn't. Yeah, AEW just had extra measures. They didn't test them for COVID, but they did take temperatures and make sure masks were abided by as much as possible.
What was up with that tweet with the Jessica chick or whatever that stupid wrestling girl is? I hate her. I find her wicked annoying. But
the Buckeye girl there?
Yeah, I can't stand that girl. Probably because
she was there in person, so she was one of the ones originally tweeting that all the news sites picked up on.
Yeah, she was like snapping at people or something on Twitter.
Like, oh, really?
Like, listen, I got in because I'm an influencer. You can't just get in, everybody. Relax.
Yeah, because I think people were upset thinking that, oh, God, they're letting fans in again when they saw that. So
she was like snapping on Twitter, and I don't know. I got in because I have tits. Yeah, okay.
You got to know the right people. And
yeah, you got to blow the right people.
Well,
probably having a 3-way with Cody and Brandy.
I was going to say, bring that up with Cody.
Yeah,
or maybe Brandy. Maybe Brandy.
I'll yell at him.
It is 2020 after all.
I'm going to yell at him. Like, do you think I should just yell at him? Do you think I should email him? I got his email. You think I should, throw my clout around and be like, listen, this Buckeye
go
bimbo.
Down to Florida.
Forget this Buckeye bimbo. You could have had me there. What are you doing?
On commentary.
Well, yeah, even that. Well, that'd be even better, yeah. But now I'd just be in the crowd. Can you imagine me in the crowd? Like, all by myself? I mean, they'd probably have to shut me up because I'd be like, and just start screaming stuff, and I'd be drinking, of course, so.
Yeah, well, that would be like Money in the Bank all over again.
Yeah. Well, that would be, and people like that,
Infamous.
Oh, dude, I was so loaded. I remember, what was I marking out, like, when the New Day did a move?
Yeah, something like that. You were going nuts. I remember you were yelling at Kane. And
No, that was Money in the Bank, where I gave him the finger.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Was Money in the Bank.
I was thinking of SmackDown recently when I was loaded in the front row. Do you remember that? And I was, like, cheering for the women's match, like it was the end of the world.
Out of your gourds.
I was like, and people around me are just like, damn, this guy really likes WWE. And it was like, no, I really am loaded on Budweiser. Like, I'm loaded on Budweiser. And I can only imagine Road Dogg was watching and just being like, Jesus. I think, I got those tickets, but whatever. I know he probably thought, like, this guy's he's going to flip out in the crowd and hurt somebody or hurt himself, and we're going to get blamed for this. So I think Road Dogg was thinking that while watching it. It's like, I caused this. So what do you want next? Do we go into ratings, or do you want to move to something else?
We'll go into the ratings because it is interesting. Both shows down quite a bit, too. So
yeah,
last week we saw Dynamite hit 901,000. This week they averaged 792,000 viewers. So they were down over 110,000.
Yeah, that stinks.
NXT brought in 619,000. Last week was 753, so they dropped about 130,000.
Jesus.
So both shows down over 100K viewers. I don't know if there was other competition on for TV. Was there?
There was some sports on, right?
Games going on?
Yeah, there had to have been sports. I think there was potentially basketball. Maybe there was baseball.
So now they have a
And
few
the
other
hockey-
things to go up against. Now,
Hockey playoffs. Hockey playoffs
Big-
were on, right?
Big Brother's back. Wrestling is gonna, as more shows come back and more things. As long as the pandemic's around, I don't think wrestling's gonna have as much of a chance as we'd like it to.
These are pretty.
Wrestling it's like going to a concert with no fans. It doesn't work. There's a comedy show, no fans, doesn't work. There's certain things that requires an audience, and wrestling heavily relies on a crowd to get things over, to make things work, to make things feel presentable, to have angles be delivered and promos hit and matches mean something. You need the audience. It's just not working with this social distance plexiglass.
Yeah, I don't fucking. I mean, these are solid numbers though. When you look at AEW numbers, 845, 773, 901, 792. I mean, those are pretty good numbers right there. 4 weeks in a row.
I mean, they're both pretty much in the same ballpark, but just losing 100,000 viewers from week to week still isn't great.
No, but I mean,
especially when they advertise so heavily the rematch and that Moxley would be. I mean, they really tried to make that last night sound like a stacked show.
Last night started slow though. So one of the problems I think last night is some people might have bailed on that show at some point. So you had about I would guess somewhere between 20 and 50,000 people bailed on the show on AEW. I think if it was a really epic show, a really good show, I think they would have drawn about 825,000, and that wouldn't be as bad. I think if they were at 825 versus 901, it would have been like, all right. But 792, but still, I mean, they're above 750 every week in the last 4 weeks. Still solid. That's a solid thing. I mean, AEW is down in the 600s. I mean, NXT.
NXT, yeah. I mean, I'd like to see both of them doing better, but
we're being super dorky and picky with these ratings, but that's kind of like fun.
But it is, but they're so, but we used to just be focused on the numbers, and now they're actually talking about it with the Demo God and, Tony Khan and Jericho tweeting about it nonstop. So.
Yeah, they're like obsessed over like the number. It's weird. Like they're really, more than you would think. I feel like
I'm about to kill it.
Oh, shit. Oh no.
Oh my God, I broke my face. Oh God, I broke my face. Oh, I think what the fuck is what the fuck is oh my God. Oh my God, my face.
Hey Jake, I apologize. Gritty promised me he was only using your PC to write poetry tweet. I guess he was looking at Claude Giroux pics and mascot porn instead. I apologize. He's a bit out of character these days due to not be able to be with G right now.
Yeah, he's a little fucked up, but that's all right. That's why I'm finding orange fur.
Well, you know what? I don't know what he's done to the Philadelphia Flyers, but I think Gritty is banging the entire Flyers team. Because I mean, the Flyers are kicking ass, dude. So like, I'm not sure, but yeah, I think, man, Gritty's giving some Hummers or something. He's getting
them all horned up and sending them out there.
By the way, if you guys missed it on my Patreon, you should later on go listen to this. It's Note to Self. It's up. I went on a big rant, 26 minutes long. Go check that out. Note to Self. It's up for all you guys to listen to.
Now, speaking of AEW, I know we had a partially sad, bit of affair today, but we found out that Sadie Gibbs, Bea Priestley, and Jimmy Havoc were first removed from AEW's website. Then Sadie Gibbs confirmed on Twitter. She said, "My journey, it's been one hell of a ride. I never expected to get easier. I just expect my core values and perception to evolve." And she said, "Thank you so much, Tony Khan, AEW, for giving me a chance of a lifetime." We haven't heard anything from Bea Priestley or
what's
Jimmy
up with
Havoc,
Sadie Gibbs? What the hell did she even do?
She went ahead and replied saying that she was let go for reasons.
But she didn't do anything, ever.
She hasn't wrestled in all of 2020, I believe, and only had 8 matches. I think so. She said, somebody said, "Why were you released?" And she said, "Due to circumstances."
What the hell does
So-
that mean? No crap, it's due to circumstances. What circumstances?
I wondered.
Man, AEW is annoying. Who's that stupid smiley idiot that went to Impact? That was annoying.
Kylie Ray.
Kylie Ray, that was annoying. I can't even stand Kylie Ray at this point. And this girl, I don't even understand. I don't even give a crap. Who is this person? Sadie Gibbs? I don't care. I haven't seen her do anything. I heard everybody say, like, Sadie Gibbs. Well, who cares? She hasn't done anything.
And then Jimmy Havoc was, taken off TV after the allegations of harassment, abuse, rape. He had a bunch of allegations against him with the speaking out movement. They released a statement in which it revealed that the wrestler was going to get treatment. Remember? And they said he was going in for mental health and substance abuse problems for counseling.
Oh, yeah.
And after that, it sounded like he was going to complete counseling and come back, but they let him go. So,
so he is let go. He's not just...
Yeah, Jimmy Havoc's gone. Him,
Wow.
Bea Priestley, and Sadie Gibbs, all three.
What the heck? I mean, we said this. We knew this was going to happen, dude. Like, we knew this was going to happen. Because
I originally said with Havoc that, watch, they'll go ahead, they'll have him complete the course, and then they'll let him go.
Well,
But
what
this
kind
way
of
they
thing to
look
do
like
is
the good
that?
guys.
Why would they do that? Put the
Well,
guy
at least
through
they
that?
could say they got him help. They tried to rehabilitate him before.
Oh, my God.
They can't work with him. It's like their little, soapbox virtue signal.
But he also had a fight that night, right? Remember, he had a fight and they tried to cover that up. That like, oh, it wasn't really that big of a deal or whatever.
When he had the altercation in the bar.
Yeah, man, he was he was an interesting guy. He was like one of the interesting characters they had. Yeah, I know that Jim Cornette crapped on him and said, it was an idiot mud show guy who can't do anything and he looks stupid and all these things.
He's had some great death matches, and I'm not crazy into the the blood sport side of death matches, but he's had some that are pretty damn harrowing, and you're like, wow, he really amped it up to the next level. So
that's hilariously dumb, but I mean, hey, wow,
yeah, I don't know why they would go ahead though, and like you said, just to make AEW look like, hey, we tried to help him. Similar to what WWE does before they fire people, they'll go ahead and, we'll put you through rehab or, that kind of stuff. So
much for all the stuff they did with him, like the story of his life and getting to AEW and finally and all these other things. Jimmy Havoc gone in within a year from the universe.
Yeah, it's said that Priestley covered up a sexual assault. I had heard that, but I don't have that confirmed anywhere. So I'm wasn't going to discuss it much, but that's again, take that with a grain of salt. But that seems to be one of the allegations going forward. So apparently Jimmy did something and Bea didn't say something. That seems to be what it comes down to.
That is.
But again, they took him off of TV when the allegations started. Sadie Gibbs wrestled only 3 matches in AEW. None of them happened this year, so she was only there in 2019. And the last match we saw for Bea Priestley was March 11th when she teamed with Nyla Rose, and they beat Sheeta and Statlander. She wrestled a total of 8 matches in her AEW run.
I mean, AEW should probably just kind of admit that they just brought on too many people, kind of, really. We always thought that when they were signing people and announcing it, like most of those people aren't even here, or at least I don't see them, and maybe they're on Dark sometimes or something.
A lot of them are on Dark. They have a whole other roster, it feels like, that only
Rose.
shows up on Dark.
Yeah.
I finally gave in and went through, and they had, damn near a dozen matches, it felt like, on Dark the other night, or maybe it was the week before. It was one of the two. And lo and behold, there's a few people I was like, holy crap, I didn't know you were still with the company. So
Yeah, I didn't either. And it's hard to tell who's still with the company or not with the company, or you just go by who you see on the show, I guess, basically.
Well, look at prime example, Sean Spears. We saw him this week on TV because he came out with Tully. But when's the last time we've seen him utilized on TV? He was in the crowd looking for a tag partner at one point, and before that, I don't feel like we've seen him for months.
You're right.
So I mean, there's quite a few people like that where you don't see them until they have something that they want to do.
Even Joey Janela. Like, he was on for a minute with somebody. He was actually really good. Joey Janela had 2 really good matches in AEW. The Kenny Omega dark match, which was dark, so that was stupid, but it was good. And then the match with was that the match with Lance Archer that he had where he made him look good?
Yes.
So that was
a good match.
That was Archer's best match, and really Joey Janela sold the heck out of that match. Joey, you nailed it, bro. If you're ever listening to this, you killed that. I mean, I said it that night. You just really good job. They need to have Joey, do that a little bit more often for people. Maybe get a win once.
Yeah,
in a while.
he was over on TV too, so that was
Yeah.
another one which I wasn't sure why Kip Sabian, Penelope Ford, they were getting over as bad guys, and they stopped showing up.
Quite honestly, I didn't like them at all, but
it was starting to work though. I felt like, some people were taking an interest.
I hated them, but it might have worked. It might have worked for other people. I just didn't. I was like, oh. And yeah, it seems like a limited roster or something right now with AEW. A little too limited right now. Maybe that's COVID. Maybe that's, something I don't know about, but it just seems limited.
Chat party.
Spaz Phoenix coming in with $10.
WWE used to get dumped on for how they treated their women, but now NXT's women's is literally the only thing they are doing right.
Right.
The rest is ping pong eyes and child molesters.
Oh, ping pong eyes. Oh my God.
Jesus.
What the hell?
You ridiculous piece of shit.
Good God, Spaz. But at least he donated. Thank you for the $10, Spaz Phoenix. We're appreciate the donations. Thank God. Spaz is here. We may never reach the Tommy ban, but we have till We have till Saturday. We have till Saturday to hit the Tommy ban. Look at that. 7 days. 7 days, and we're almost halfway there. Almost halfway there to the Tommy ban for 2020. Unbelievable.
See what happens tomorrow night. Monetize this. The corrupted channel.
What else we got?
Can't wait.
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
That's it.
Might not make it.
Bubbly? Look at this stuff. Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
That's it.
Fuck Mean Gene in his mouth. Fuck her or tear her out. Do the same with SmackDown. Save your cum. Week to week scream and shout. Deborah told to shut her mouth. No more cunt's thorn in her brown eye. We all come together. This my hole.
I don't know why, but that last part, this my hole. Like, what was that about?
This
God, this is my hole. The Goon. Yo, Goon, thanks, man. I was singing some weird songs on Patreon today. That's weird. F that psycho.
Please, for God's sake, for the love of all mankind, do not let Dave Rose be on Monetize this tomorrow night. I swear he makes the show so much fucking worse. To be honest, I don't mind him on any other shows, but Monetize this, he brings the vibe down so much.
Yeah, I guess I don't notice that. I mean, he is a weirdo, but I don't notice that. I don't know, man. I really don't. I honestly don't care. I mean, 1 week it's, Drew is terrible. Then it was like someone else is terrible. Then it's Nerdy's terrible. Then it was Rojas is terrible. Then it was this guy's terrible. That guy's terrible. Listen, I'm going to put on whoever comes on. I'm going to put on whoever until I get to about 5 or 6 people. I'm not going to go past that. I'm going to put on
make the show you want. You have fun, and that's all that matters.
Yeah,
people will enjoy. If you're having a good time, then people are going to enjoy it.
I'm going to put the first 5 people I can on, and then we're going to take one call throughout the night and rotate people out. I mean, it's really up to whoever calls in.
Nerdy's had some stellar moments the past few weeks. His fight with Leah twice now has stood out, but
yeah,
2 of them going back and forth at each other has been highly entertaining.
Tommy actually hasn't been on my shows in weeks, JS, so I guess you haven't been watching. Tommy hasn't been on in 4 weeks. He's actually been, he blocked me everywhere. So, I don't know what you're talking about. But so, yeah, what else? What's next, man, on the...
Corey mentioned in the chat before. Hey, Corey, WWE is adding ICW, Evolve, and WXW to the network this Saturday. They're going to be adding a ton of new content from indie promotions. They made a deal, and they're going to start airing that on the WWE network. So for those of you looking for some extra content, there you go.
Damn.
Can't beat that. Yeah, that's a big signing because I don't know how far back it's going to go. I'm curious, but I mean, they potentially got a huge, library assortment on their hands there.
I cannot wait to watch all those vanilla midgets do jumps off the top rope. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch.
This smells like my vagina.
Yes, Drew. Okay, Drew. Yeah, relax.
Jeez, Drew. Gotta always chime in with that.
You're a sick person,
He gets just
Drew.
too damn excited.
So
That's what it is. He just gets too excited. He can't keep himself calm.
Yeah, well, he gets too excited to tell people he's a female, which is...
Oh, and Progress Wrestling. Yes, that's right.
They're putting Progress on there? How many... Wait a minute.
Yes.
Going back how long? Like
That's what I'm not sure of. That's what I was saying. I don't know how far back they're going. So I
Oh.
can't wait to see on Saturday what they're including.
We got Chris Jericho responding to a guy who called him a COVID god.
Yeah, said go spread a little bit of the Rona.
Did he tweet out a NXT gif?
Did he? That'd be hilarious if he did.
He did. Someone said COVID god below this tweet that he made. He made a tweet of Keith Lee opening up the book and getting the fireball in the face.
Oh, yeah, because he's talking about they had a .32 and NXT only had a .16.
But he's an idiot because all this makes me want to do is like, I didn't see that. I want to go, what the hell happened?
Exactly. That was so well done. That was one of the best contract signings I've seen in quite some time. It was really unique, handled really well. The sell with the fireball was pretty freaking cool. I thought it was sold well. It looked like Keith Lee got his eyes burnt out. I thought they built up anticipation to the point where you knew something was going to happen, but that's not what I expected to happen. So
yeah, it's like, but what? So now you just drew attention to it. So anybody that really hasn't been watching NXT, there's going to be a few people who go over and start watching that show, who just start watching.
Yeah,
it.
I'm going to see that GIF. It says NXT, and I see a fireball coming out of a folder. I'm like, what the hell is this about? I'm going to go check that out.
Yeah, I mean, it's really stupid. It's like when Bruce attacked me right after he left YouTube, or on the last free show that he did on YouTube in front of his entire audience, said, hey, this Joe Cronin guy, and then flipped out, and then he left YouTube and then did his show behind a paywall, and literally for like years, I had every once in a while somebody be like, oh, I found you because of that guy, and then he left, and I didn't have him to watch anymore, and then I started watching you, and I thought you were funny. And I'm like, thanks. Thanks for telling him about me, idiot.
Yeah, thanks
Stupid.
for letting them know.
I mean, this is kind of dumb of Jericho. I mean, I got to be honest. And I know that, like, well,
he's been irritating lately. He's been so on this whole demo thing. And I know he turned it into a catchphrase, but it's not a good look.
You
I'm
gave
sorry,
them
but
extra
it's not.
ratings.
It makes you look so petty and foolish. And well, even when they beat us, they don't beat us in the demos, and that's really what matters. And you can't even concede 1 week and be like, oh, they got us, good job, but we're going to come back even stronger. No, we still got you. What are you talking about? You can't defeat us. It just seems distasteful. Tacky.
Yeah,
really.
It seems weird. It's bizarre. I don't understand the point. It's a bad idea. It's just a stupid idea. And that's, I don't know. Like, I get he's like, I mean, they're both companies are doing it, kind of. But I mean, I don't know. Like, if I was Vince, I'd be like, don't say a damn thing about these people. And, like, let's just kick ass over here. And that's what I kind of think AEW should do in a way. I don't know. Let's drop a dono again. Oh, there he is!
That's gotta be Kane!
Bimbo!
Bimbo! My name is Kane and I'm donating Bimbo freaking Baggins!
I said it before that AEW's wokeness and hypocritical social justice bullshit will cost Cody. I can already see the walls crumbling. Cody get woke, go broke like the rest of the woke brands, bitch boy.
Well, what's going to kill someone is when, like, somebody gets exposed for actually being a bad, or saying something bad or whatever. Bimbo Baggins, thanks for the 666 Bimbo. It's like a video of Cody comes out with his dad from, like, calling somebody a chocolate, just something messed up. Bimbo Baggins, thanks for the donation, man. I don't know, like Jimmy Havoc's a good example. I mean, everybody questioned Jimmy Havoc's whatever, and then they defended him like crazy. And then this happened, and now they let him go. I mean, I think that's wild. You know, the people knew, and he's gonna go back and drink somewhere. I mean, maybe the Indies will be all right to him. You know, I don't know. I don't think so though. I'm worried Jimmy Havoc is gonna turn up in a. I don't know, man. I hate to say it. I get worried when guys like this lose their job. He's in a downward spiral right now. This guy's gonna friggin' turn up on the news, passed out at a bar, or like, you know, in a gully somewhere. I don't know, man. This was everything. I feel like to him.
Anyone trying to defend their point that Jericho is just trolling, I said this just makes him look bad.
It doesn't matter.
Why? What?
No,
does he benefit from the? Oh, it's a troll, or it's
well. I don't agree.
Saying I love TSS, but saying Mark Cuban as a you know excuse to benefit Jericho, no, that doesn't work either. He's another cuck.
Yeah, you know, I don't even mind what I don't mind what Jericho's doing. Like as far as that goes, that's not what I'm more thinking about it logistically. Like you're giving them viewers.
Yeah, you're giving them attention, and it just makes them look petty.
I don't care about I don't think he looks petty. I just think he looks stupid for giving them viewers.
No, that's my opinion.
yeah, you're calling it petty. I'm not. Yeah, I don't think it's petty. I think he's being a goof at this point. He knows that it's getting under people's skin and it's funny, and I think he's riding that wave. But I think it's a mistake to poke that. I just don't understand showing the other company's product. All you did was just tell all the audience that you've been building up for yourself. Like, look at what they did. You just gave a free advertisement. If I was Tony
Khan,
how
cool this looks.
Yeah, and if I was Tony Khan, I'd be calling Jericho and being like, Jericho, like, dude, can you not like tweet the cool part of the other show? Like, you're joking. Like, if you're gonna tweet something from the other show, tweet like, I mean, you had orange juice dumped on a guy. Like, I know that they won in the ratings, and like I like AEW better at this point as far as the weekly show. I've never, but I mean, what are you doing? Like, I just think it's drawing attention to them. Yep. I don't know why you would do that. I would draw your attention to you. If anything, I would tweet out your rating, and say like, look at that. And then you could call it the best show on Wednesday night. Look at that. And that's all you got to say.
At least talk about the fact that you're, you know, certain key demographics. I don't have the list in front of me, so I forget exactly which ones. I think it was like 18 to 34, male and female. Either way, they still had specific demos that were higher than Raw was. So AEW actually beat out Raw now.
Right,
so
in the demo.
They're actually in Raw territory as far as demographics go.
And yeah, if they had been able to maintain
that should be scaring WWE senselessly at this point. And that's why Vince is having such a hard time with the scripts. It says WWE drastically changing scripts on day before Raw and SmackDown TV taping. As I said, they're supposed to film, you know, and they were supposed to have everything done. And as of the 12th, they still had so much work to do. They, you know, today's the 14th, and you're hearing about things being finalized now that was supposed to be done yesterday. Vince is tearing up ideas, and basically it goes on to say that Vince McMahon's tendency to change his mind is obviously legendary. But the issue now is he's changing ideas, and there's a lot of second guessing going on his part. He's questioning, you know, his decisions as they continue their quest to regain viewership numbers. So it sounds like Vince is finally shaken, or at least not, you know, as confident as he usually is, because he's unsure of himself, and that doesn't sound like a typical Vince way of life.
No, if that's true, then that's weird. He should be, because something's wrong. I mean, but it's like he never noticed.
But that's the thing. But that's why he's second guessing himself so much, because so much is wrong. So they've ripped up SmackDown script, they ripped up Raw's script. They're doing on the fly. And that's what makes these shows so just unorganized.
Yeah, and they're all over the place. They wouldn't. I don't even think they would have been good if they were organized. Like, because their stuff is just not good usually. I mean, some of this stuff has been like okay. Like last week, I think was one of the better Raw episodes of the year. I gave it like a 5 or something, or a 5.5 or something, or I don't even know. Like I can't remember the last time I gave something above, you know, a 5. Like, and it wasn't that good, but it was. They had a couple good things.
Give me a hell yeah!
Havoc is a great wrestler. He's not just a good deathmatch guy, but underrated in the ring. Havoc has talent, but he can be a hothead at time. One of my favorite Brit wrestlers.
I just like him. I like that he's different, kind of, and that he has a good look. I think he's got a decent entrance. I mean,
Yeah.
And then I think he's got that hardcore vibe, fade to black. So I mean, I know
he
that
really
people.
does. I just hope we don't know about the allegations against him. And
Oh yeah, I mean, if they're really
that's
bad.
what sucks.
Billy, you cunt!
Oh,
They're not good. They're quite awful.
oh really? Oh,
Frog off!
E-Murder.
Welcome back, Jake and Joe. What do you think about Cassidy?
E-Murder 99. Yo, E-Murder, thank you, dude. That is a $20 super chat party from
Yeah,
E-Murder.
we need Orange Cassidy to team up with Pineapple Pete and become, a friggin' fruit platter.
Oh my God, no.
No, Pineapple Pete actually is done with AEW currently at this point in time.
Oh, really?
He might come back, down the line, but currently he's done with AEW, he said.
Well, he didn't really have much to do.
He's been on Dark a few times, and that's pretty much been it.
Well, he sucks, so. I mean, I don't know. Sorry, not sorry. I mean,
Sorry,
like,
not sorry.
I don't know. I don't know, dude. Like, I mean, a lot of these guys are just garbage people. Like, a lot of them. Sorry. I hate to agree. I don't agree with Jim Cornette about Havoc. I think he's got something to offer. So it's too bad. I think he wrestles different. And because he's got a different style, I think the more different styles you can have, the more people stand out and things get a little bit more exciting. And so that's why I really liked Havoc, even though I wasn't big on him originally. E-Murder could be taking home that JCS Digital Championship tonight with the $20 drop. But so can you tell me real quickly just like the worst allegation against Havoc? Do you have it? Do you know
They said, I don't know it all offhand, but they said that he was alleged rapist, and
what?
There was a lot of shit against him, so.
Oh my, I mean, they proved this though, you think?
No, I don't. That's why I said I don't think anything's been proven yet, and that's what I'm waiting to, hear more information about. But that's why he's been so problematic.
Oh, we got a call coming in. First call of the night. 339-226-6610. Man, I'll tell you what, calls have been down last like 3 months. I don't know what it is, but like not a lot of calls come in. I don't know what happened with that, but we are getting a call. 769, hello.
Cronin, what's good, man?
What's going on, man?
I wanted to ask you just a simple question tonight. Why do some people hate Justin Roberts?
I think it's his cadence or whatever. Like they just don't like it, I guess. I mean the Gian like that like that's always the thing where it's like Moro Ronaldo. Most people like Moro and a lot of people like Justin, but there are going to be some people who find it obnoxious, I guess. So that's really all it is. I think I've actually started to like Justin Roberts. I used to not like him.
Me too.
I kind of like him in AEW. He feels like a real announcer. I don't think. I think the aside from what's her name, Lillian Garcia. I think Howard Finkel, Lillian Garcia, Tony Chimmel, and then after that, I
was going to bring him up.
Yeah, after those three, and maybe after like Buffer, an entrance guy like Buffer, both Buffers, I would say probably Justin Roberts. I guess after that, maybe there's one other one I'm missing, but. Yeah, he's all right. I find him all right. It's a little obnoxious, I get it, but I still like him enough. It's okay. He's better than what WWE's got going, I feel like.
All right, thanks, man.
That's my answer. You're welcome, man. Jake, what do you think? Do you like Justin Roberts'
I do. And a lot of people, he gets under this, their skin, but I like the drawn out stuff. Like I said, it tried to give these matches a life of their own and a big fight feel. I think he tries to do that. He's certainly very passionate and effervescent. He puts his best forward each time. I know it's not everybody's style, but I do like it. When he used to drag out The Undertaker and CM Punk and stuff like that, it didn't bother me.
Yeah. I think he's been all right. I think he's
not my favorite of all time, but just doing a quick Google search. It's rape allegations brought against Jimmy Havoc by anonymous accuser. There's just his ex-girlfriend came forward with a bunch of allegations.
Really? Huh.
So there's quite a bit.
He had a big fight in AEW. Who knows what other stuff has happened? Maybe he's drunk every show, and they're like, "Oh God, there he is again." And we thought this a long time ago because we said all of a sudden he was off TV. So we've been on to this for a while, by the way. We've been
since June 20th or 22nd, somewhere around there.
Yes,
is where AEW finally addressed and said that they were sending him to counseling.
And we said like in friggin' January or February, like, man, Havoc is not. We said that basically he was kind of missing in action after the fight at the bar. I mean, I know that I guess we found out that he appeared on some, dark episodes or whatever, but really the guy got demoted.
He was after that. He was back on MLW for I don't know if those were just like pre-contractualized dates or if he had to pick up extra dates because he was no longer with working full schedule with AEW. But makes you wonder.
That's an interesting question. I don't know.
Because was AEW ticked off with him, so now he's like, well, I can work some extra dates. That's possible.
Maybe, but it sounds like he's been in trouble for a while.
Oh, no doubt.
Which is too bad because, again, like I think they need all these diverse characters and people, I think, and, they really kind of pegged him in as a staple, like the top, like, with the 50, like you got 15 guys kind of. He was in that top 15 of the company, and he just completely disappeared after the bar fight, really, or whatever. I forget who did he fight with. Excalibur.
That happened, it was done for,
and he fought with Excalibur too, right? And they love Excalibur.
Yeah,
like they love Excalibur. They love him so much that they didn't say crap about his N-word thing or whatever.
Yeah, they didn't bring up anything. He just withdrew himself for a few weeks' time. He said, so that they weren't getting any fuss towards the company. But he did that of his own volition.
And you know what? He, in a way, like he said nothing though, right? Did he tweet this out or?
I don't think he made any comment.
Yeah. So like the best things you can do when these things happen is literally say, hey, you know what? I don't give a shit, or say nothing. I feel like because people said nothing and it's gone away. Like, listen, and I don't care because it was a storyline thing that people did, and he said the N-word as a character. It's not just because you say it's not good to say the N-word, but if you say the N-word, it doesn't mean you're racist. You know what I mean? So people have said, like, Stone Cold Steve Austin said it in a movie. He said it in Longest Yard. He was paid to say it, was written for him to say. That's never come up. So if I was Excalibur, I'd be like, yeah, Stone Cold said it in The Longest Yard. I said it too. Yeah, I decided to read what they said to me. Like, I don't know, everybody on the set didn't have a problem. I didn't have, whatever. I'm not a racist. I was acting. Stupid. Fuck off. I mean, that's what I would say. But apparently, I guess just running away, it goes away. So, I mean, why not just, I guess that's what you do. So keep that in mind, I guess. Try
just high low. Excalibur's return to AEW commentary is set for August 26th. This article here, though, says that he was forcibly put on hiatus from the company.
Oh.
After they initially thought that he had symptoms of COVID-19, and he was reportedly told to stay home and not report to work due to controversial racism incident that happened. But his direct tweet said that when he replied beforehand, he said that I was staying out of the limelight by my own volition. It was his choice.
Oh.
So that's conflicting.
It'd be funny if he got fired too.
Yeah, right. So once this is all over, they just say, "Oh, we parted ways with Excalibur."
Oh God.
He's coming back the August 26th episode of Dynamite. It says here, though.
Is there really a big announcement for him coming back? Like,
no, this is on website I haven't seen before, Pro Wrestling News Hub. But that's the only thing talking about him currently. So we'll go with it.
It just would have felt so weird if there was like a big announcement to say he's coming back. Like, what are we celebrating?
Yeah, AEW press release.
Yeah, that'd be a little bizarre. I feel like they just want to sneak him back without having to worry about it.
Dave literally spreads political propaganda and intentionally lies to deceive people.
He does.
This was on full display on Throwdown when he tried to say that Trump won the popular vote by 20 million votes when there is literally zero evidence for that.
That was hilarious.
Dickbag.
It was really funny though, wasn't it? F that psycho.
He kept saying that you said something.
Yeah, he kept saying I didn't say any of this. Like, what are you saying? He's
like, well, that's what you alleged. No, that's I didn't say any of that. It was funny.
Dude, that was hilarious because I don't know, but I got to win a fight with Dave, so I thought that was fun. At least you go back and listen to it, man. The guy was saying that Hillary didn't win the popular vote. He said that, and he goes, "It's obvious, dude. You're crazy." And I'm like, "What do you mean it's obvious?" I'm like, "Dude, listen. I may hate Hillary to death. I may hate her, but she won the popular vote." And then he was like, "No, it's well known that she didn't." And I'm like, "What?" I don't know. He was in a weird mood. I don't know what he was doing. He was trying to piss me off or something. I don't know what it was. But anyway, yeah, that was weird. But yeah, he does that, man. But he also makes a lot of points that are true though. So it's weird. You got to just sift through.
And like everything, you gotta sift through the fake news.
With him, yeah, he's got some great points and some things I don't know. But I don't know. I don't know
Well,
why.
speaking of great points,
Why are we talking about him on Out of Nowhere though? Is the question.
Yeah. I think this is a step in the right direction, but WWE is putting the final, touches on the card for SummerSlam, and now they're allegedly adding AJ Styles. Hey, look at that! We might want to have our Intercontinental Champion at SummerSlam.
No,
who would have thunk it, Joe?
Amazing.
So they're going to have Jeff Hardy take on AJ Styles. Jeff Harvey take on AJ Styles at SummerSlam. That's an interesting matchup. I think that they could have a really cool match with each other. I'm sold.
Let's make it a ladder match.
I didn't watch, much TNA, so if they ever faced off there, good for those ratings. But I'm excited to see this.
You know how excited I am to see it?
I can go back and watch it, but they only have a week to build towards it anyway. So if they don't start it this Friday, then it ain't happening.
That's how excited I am to see it.
That's literally.
Remember.
At least they'll add the belt.
Do you remember when we talked about Triple H putting me in this seat right here, and we talked about I forget who it was, but somebody was like, "Joe, you should have dressed up and not worn your hat." They were trying to frame you, and they were trying to see how I
trying to see if you could...
on camera. Yeah, because the cameraman.
It was your camera test.
He kept shooting that way, and Triple H put me there. So he goes, he's trying to frame you to see how it looks, and you're sitting there with your backwards hat, and he's like, "No, that's why they went with Vic Joseph."
Because he was already in the suit.
That's hilarious. Whoever said that was really funny. I was like, that's a good point.
Vic Joseph came suit ready.
They put me in this spot like 2 or 3 times. 2 or 3 times right behind the announce table every time. The time with Leah, we were a little bit to the right, but it was just funny. I was like, you're right. It was a camera test, and I looked like a strung out idiot in the front. I never just thought about that just now. Oh my God, is that funny? But no, it's I don't know, man. We're never gonna get to. I don't know, man. I mean, I'm assuming. I honestly believe. Can you believe it's August? And
I know
this
time
is
flying by.
This whole year was
We've
almost
been in this pandemic since March. Here, but dealing with this since January. So
I mean, I honestly believe that people aren't going to feel comfortable or good enough until we get through some of the winter with COVID numbers dropping. Because I think the next thing is now people are worried the spike will happen when it gets cold. So,
well, they're warning because the flu's coming back, and you're going to have the common cold, the flu, and coronavirus going around.
Oh my God!
It's so.
Can you get it at the same time?
They have the flu, but they have COVID, or are they going to have the flu, but or have COVID, but think they have the flu and not get tested?
The real question is, can you get both at the same time?
Yeah, I wonder.
Can that happen?
Sure you could.
Why couldn't it?
I'm sure. Why couldn't it?
Dude, what if you get COVID and the flu at the same time?
Yeah, multiple.
What the hell happens? Like,
I don't know how your body responds.
Say you get COVID, right? Or you get it, but it's then 3 days later you actually have the flu then. And then you get the flu and you get 100-degree temperature, it goes up to 102, and then the COVID starts kicking in.
And that turns
Are you dead?
pneumonia.
I mean,
well, I imagine you just stop breathing at that point.
I mean, but it can happen. So destroyed. I haven't been sick in over a year, and that's never happened to me. And it's because the kids aren't in school.
Yeah, it makes a huge difference with Courtney, when she wasn't at work, and there wasn't, because we were getting sick all the time with colds, and with Danny not going to school and Courtney being away from the daycare so long, it made a huge difference in our immune system.
Here's the other time. Here's one of the other 70 times I was at WWE, courtesy of WWE, and I had a backwards hat on again. And this was the opening of SmackDown. This was the show where we made the opening, where they panned back. They panned into the crowd and then into the back of the crowd, like an over cam shot. And everybody saw us in the opening. It was really funny. And there I am again, backwards hat and a shell necklace. No wonder I didn't get hired. They were like, "What the fuck? This guy is."
This is twice now with the hat and the same friggin' necklace.
Yeah, forget this. Like, fuck this guy. I'll fuck his wife though. No, no, that's just.
We'll
I
take
mean,
her back.
that's really funny.
You want some
man.
t-shirts, sweetie? Come here.
Yeah, you want some tea, honey? You want some tea, sweetheart? Let me give you some tea. Now, you know what it is? I was the Jessica Buckeye, is what it was. That was I was the Jessica Buckeye. Yeah, they were. I should have. It was Bob Orton was waiting backstage to fist me.
Ah, see, I missed that. I knew there was a. You could have been back there right now. All you had to do is take a little bit.
Thanks, WWE. I always appreciate you. Actually, speaking of Justin Roberts, he's a good guy. All right, and so I do want to say that. So yeah, he's an okay ring announcer. He's a good guy. He's a good guy. I'm taller than him, but he's a good guy. Even though I'm taller than him, I won't hold that against him. So it is what it is. But no, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
Drew McIntyre, through the last bit of my news here, went ahead and said that he would love to face John Cena. He thinks that would be the one he wants to beat. He said, "I want that name on my list." John. Yeah, you got to really drag that out. No, I think that'd be a great match. I do.
Who could have a great match with John Cena?
John Cena and Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, that could be they could do the Triple H John Cena thing, except John Cena is the Triple H from WrestleMania 22. I'd like to see that. Okay, I'd buy into that one.
Absolutely.
Buy into that one.
But I'm still not so sure that
but I mean, like,
Drew's going to go ahead and retain the title anyways.
But also I would yeah, you're right. It looks like they're going to screw him. Who was it with the Ric Flair idea the other day? Did you hear that?
Yes, that he didn't actually kick him.
Yeah, and they turned the lights
when the
off
lights went out
to punt him, and Randy had that done. So now Ric Flair is actually going to be with Randy, and he's going to turn on Drew McIntyre at SummerSlam.
Yeah, that or he'll come out with Drew. And
I think he's going to come out with Drew.
Yeah, that seems to line up with something they do.
Yeah, he had way too much camera time the other day for that to just be. And maybe they figure if something happens and he can't be there, then they'll roll with this as is. But if everything works out, he's going to turn on Drew. And that's a great way to make Randy super heel even more than he is and get the belt off Drew in a dirty way and then get some interesting stuff going with Randy as the champion. And, eventually Drew will come back, but at least you can do it when there's fans again.
See, the only thing that's basically a rumor killer for that is that Wrestling News Co. and Cage Side Seats are both reporting that Randy Orton taking out Ric Flair was writing him off television.
Oh, really? So, I mean...
Yeah, that they're done with him for now because they look at him as a liability since his wife had corona and then he had to isolate for a while and he's older. So he apparently is upset right now with WWE as well.
Woo! But
let me pull this up. It says
a killer promo.
Reason why Ric Flair is reportedly unhappy.
By the way, I got one more thing to plug before we go on to the next topic, and I play the donations, and you read the Ric Flair comments. UFC this Saturday night, right? I believe
it is
this Saturday night. Somebody square me away. I'm pretty sure this Saturday night. Interesting fights. I will be live. We will be hanging out. We'll be partying. And woo! Oh, God, I almost broke my voice on that one. We'll be having a good time for the UFC.
Yeah, it's Daniel Cormier and Stipe Miocic. That's going to be a explosive fight between those two.
I don't know, man. We'll see what happens. We'll see. I mean, hit or miss. I mean, the last couple of UFCs have been pretty good, like, for what they were. So, kind of. The last main event was terrible. But, the show's been good. So, hopefully Saturday night, it's a good time. Then Corrupted Podcast. But, yes, what did Ric Flair say?
Let me pull this up here.
I think he should be upset, but... No, I think they should take him off TV. But even if they do that, I think he can still make an appearance at SummerSlam.
Yeah, we'll see if that happens because they said this was him being written off entirely. It still could be a one-off, but then they would want. Why would he only come back just for SummerSlam? This is just me playing devil's advocate because that idea makes the most sense. But
Yeah.
they said the reason why the promo was so great between Randy Orton and Ric Flair, it wasn't scripted. They weren't given much writing. They said, go on out there and hit these notes. And that's close to, very real promos from both guys. And there was some minor editing where they would write off a few lines and so on and so forth, but it wasn't scripted. And that's why the promo flowed so well.
Right.
Ric Flair wasn't particularly happy about being written off at this stage. He wouldn't be happy being written off at any stage, but he referenced that in the promo saying he was just happy to be on Raw. It was laid out and changed last second. Both men nailed it, but Rick said that he wasn't happy with, the storyline ending now. It was supposed to go for quite some time longer, and then he was supposed to be turned on.
Wow. Okay.
So Randy was supposed to turn on him later, not this soon.
Man, I really think that caller had a clever idea with Randy still being with Rick. If they don't do that, then it's just a simple get heat on Flair storyline, and the lights flickering was terrible then. If that was the case, the lights flickering...
If that was intentional and it's not to cover up the fact that, you're going to do that sneak attack from Flair,
right?
Then that's just total garbage.
Yeah, that's...
Look at how they did the
They
punt
could've done it
kick from McAfee on NXT. They did it,
Yeah.
looking forward, so it looks like it grazes them. They could have done that because it was recorded, not live. They could have taped that a few different ways, and Rick could have taken the bump fine. He literally could have just rolled, and it would have been perfectly fine and safe. You didn't actually have to kick the guy. You have him on his knees where he should be, and then from there you go ahead and just have him roll on his side slowly, and that's it. Make it work.
Yeah, I mean, they had all the ability to cut and do whatever they want. Instead, they decided to turn the lights around, and what the hell?
They just really feel like going forward, the morale has been so low, and people have been so stressed and overworked and upset, and things have been reshot and shot again and shot one more time and then thrown out and shot all over a different way. And, they've had to change so many of the matches and the storylines that they feel like once they get out on the road again, or at least start going out of the performance center, that it's really going to revitalize not just the locker room morale, but the shows in general. So who knows? SummerSlam having digital fans could be interesting, like the 2K audience. We'll see how that works out. It's doing okay for MLB, it seems. It's not great, but it's better than nothing.
Well, yeah, it's better than nothing.
And there are not many answers at this point in time.
I mean, but they got to worry. I mean, Ric Flair's got on. I mean, dude, this guy. Do you really we could have a couple more years of Ric Flair being able to appear on TV before he's in a wheelchair like Freddie Blassie, and even worse off. Do you really though want to die in the next 5 months of COVID? I mean,
yeah, it's not worth it. Just keep him home, and I don't want to see him. I agree with Dynamic in the chat. He said I don't want to see Rick, managing Charlotte or managing Orton. It worked well to try and sell the angle, but I don't want to see him there long term.
Yeah, exactly. I can't
it's
believe
just unnecessary.
We can't believe how long he's been there with all this.
Yeah, weeks and weeks.
I don't understand. Stanley Kubrick was worse at this than WWE. I mean, listen, Stanley Kubrick is a god, so he can do whatever he wants to do.
Well, he couldn't fake things without making it look real, right?
Oh, yeah. He scared the hell. He almost made Shelley Duvall kill herself. Hey, Sean O'Malley, man, he's 12-0, UFC 252. Sean O'Malley has been fire. Daniel Cormier's fighting. I mean, it's going to be an all right deal. So, I got... Man, I don't know.
Yeah, O'Malley taking on Vera. That's going to be a big fight, too.
Stipe Cormier, dude. And O'Malley's nasty, dude. I think I got O'Malley. I mean, O'Malley's winning that. It's a co-main event.
He's undefeated. Then you got Dos Santos. He's fighting as well. Who else? Anybody else I know? Dodson.
I don't know the featherweight fight. Oh, wait a minute. Daniel Pineda. I know him. I've seen him fight. I've never seen Herbert Burns fight.
Yeah, it doesn't ring a bell.
I don't know Herbert Burns. Does anybody know anything about Herbert Burns? So I'll have to look at that. That's pretty cool. Preliminary card is very weak to me. I'm not as familiar there. That looks like it's going to be a rough preliminary card. But we'll see, man. We may get some big ones out of that. I don't know. Jim Miller, I've seen him fight, and that's really it. So I don't know about the prelims, but we'll see what happens there. It'll be an interesting fight. But Stipe Comier is going to be fun. I mean,
Oh, absolutely.
I don't know. But so, yeah, Saturday night will be fun for UFC. We'll be live here, and then Corrupted will be later. Jaron just told me on Twitter, he goes, I really missed the 555 donation. Yeah, because that was the one where...
The belt.
That was the ugly belt. Oh, my God. That's you got to be kidding me. And then people found it annoying, though, after... I remember it got really annoying, and so people were like, oh, my God, get rid of that one. It was really loud. Oh, yeah, they look just like oh, my God, give me a break or something like that. Yeah, that was an old one. But, yeah, people get sick of that one, and I get why, because it was really loud. It was just too loud. Speaking of donations, Fade to Black.
My name is Kane and I'm donating.
Here he comes. He's on fire.
Can someone tell me what's so special about Killer Cross? He seems like a ripoff of a few characters combined. Seen him a few times, not really impressed. Seems more entrance with eye candy. Not really believable to me. Give me Campo as the psycho.
Fade to Black, thank you. I think Killer Cross is all right. I don't understand the hype either. I see these guys come in these NXT marks, just go, oh my God, Killer Cross is here. I don't know.
He hasn't proven his weight yet, but he's had some good showings. And yeah, eye candy is a huge thing because they're utilizing Scarlett properly, having her be like, almost like a dark witch in a sense.
Yeah.
It's entrancing, it's enticing, and it works, I think, quite well
Yeah.
with his character. He's the usual big guy, clunky monster, going to tear through the roster. But I feel like the way they've added a bit of psychology to his madness makes it more interesting.
Let me explain to you something. If Killer Cross, or Karrion Kross, whatever he is now, if he had Scarlett Boudreaux in his corner like he does, and he had Jake the Snake Roberts with him, the both of them, that would be fucking demonic. And let me tell you something. This is the difference between Lance Archer and Karrion Kross. I'm not like, oh my God, Karrion Kross either, like you just said. But when I see Karrion Kross, I take him way more seriously. When I see Lance Archer, I think he's a goof. I don't know why, man. Lance Archer is kind of like Ryback or something. But like Killer Kross, when I see him, he looks like he's actually a scary dude. He'll mess you up. And Lance Archer feels like he's goofy or something. I don't know what it is. So if you had Killer Kross with Jake Roberts and Scarlett Boudreaux,
on a different level there.
You know what we gotta like? Almost like I would pitch it as like kind of picture the Devil's Rejects a little bit, kind of like you're the old grandpa who's psycho, and Scarlett, you're the wife and you're the husband, and Jake is kind of like giving you all these little dark secret tips just so he can hang along to make money, but Scarlett, and you guys have this little faction going on. I think that would be amazing if you put that together. But with Jake in AEW, with Jake and Lance Archer, I just feel like Jake is the best thing about all that. And every time Lance tries to assert himself, it doesn't come off right to me. And yeah, I'm.
Like you said, he's in Jake's shadow, and I don't feel like what they're doing, having him turn Jake into a whipping boy, is going to pull him out of Jake's shadow.
Yeah. I don't know. And I'm not even the biggest Cross guy, all right? Because I'm not. Like, the people that are like, oh, my God, Karrion Kross. Blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm not that crazy about him. But he's got a decent entrance. And when he's in there, he just looks more intense and real. He looks like he's actually like a shithead. But he kind of reminds me of Big Cass. If Big Cass could have, like, looked a little more dangerous. But I don't know, man. This guy is more intense than Lance Archer to me. I'm not. I think some people are a little too overboard with Karrion Kross, but Lance Archer,
He's still got a ways to go, but I think he's someone to look out for, certainly.
Let me just pull up a picture of Lance Archer. And maybe I'm going to go a little Jim Cornette with you guys right now.
Lance Archer definitely has the more unique look of the two, I would think, but
Lance Archer with this red fucking thing on his head, he looks like a fucking retard. I'm sorry.
see, I think that's what they use to make him stand out.
Yeah, he stands out like an idiot. Like, I mean, I don't know why, but Lance Archer just doesn't. Like, I want to pull that hair and punch him in the throat. Karrion Kross looks more real to me. I know this is like, maybe I'm like being weird, but Lance Archer kind of reminds me of who were the guys from NXT that were good, and then they came out to the main roster and got just buried, and they were kind of goofy.
Yeah,
they're like, I want to say the Acolytes, but that's obviously not that. That's Farouk and Bradshaw, but you know what I mean. The
Oddities.
No, they were like, no, recently. These are like the guys who were going to be the new Road Warriors or something. They were saying, and then they got buried.
I can picture them too. Connor and
yes,
Victor, the Ascension.
Yeah, the Ascension. Yes, this guy looks like he's the Lost Ascension member, and Karrion Kross looks like he could kick your ass. And the guy on the left, Lance Archer, looks like he just looks goofy. I don't know, man. I'm sorry. I don't buy it. I don't know what it is. It's fucking goofy. And so if you put Jake Roberts with the guy on the right and the girl in Scarlett Boudreaux, I think that would be like crazy. But Lance Archer just doesn't seem right. It's like a video game. Like the first level guy that you beat, like the dumb first guy you beat, Karrion Kross looks like he might be the main boss or the guy below the boss. Like the guy on the left, Lance Archer, looks like Bebop or Rocksteady from the Ninja Turtles. And on the right, Karrion Kross looks like he would play the Shredder. So like I don't know, I'm sorry, like that's just their looks to me.
No, you're spot on there.
I'm just going with my opinion on why I don't buy. And I'm not even the big Karrion Kross
looks
fan.
Are everything in wrestling. It really is. I mean,
yeah.
If you don't believe the look, you're not going to believe anything else. A guy can have the best story in the world, the biggest underdog or whatever, but if they don't have a certain look you can believe in, then forget it. They're dead in the water.
Right. And when you put Scarlett Boudreaux with Karrion Kross, like this looks like this looks realer to me. I don't know why. And I've liked AEW a lot. I don't know. This guy's got an intense look that I believe. A lot of big guys don't. They just look like big, like Cassidy, Big Cass. I didn't buy. He was more a playful, fun, big guy.
Yeah, and that was due to his personality. And then when they tried to make him serious, it didn't fit.
Right.
Because you knew him in such a way for so long.
Kross looks like he might be an asshole. And maybe he's not, but he looks like he might be. And with a hot chick by his side that's just kind of interesting, it just comes off much better. And if you added Jake Roberts to these three, I don't know, man. I just think that'd be fire. I don't know why I'm on this tangent about Jake Roberts being with Kross, but I've always been wondering what the problem is, and that's what it is.
Toya says, let Joe know that Kross is legit with martial arts. That's cool. So he really can kick your ass.
Yeah, and you know what? I don't give a shit about that, too. Because you know what? Shawn Michaels was one of the best wrestlers ever in wrestling that I ever saw from the 80s, 90s, and 2000s. And Shawn Michaels couldn't beat up a guy at a bar. So, like, I don't give a shit. In fact, I think when people are good at martial arts and MMA and stuff, I think they're worse in wrestling for some reason. So I don't even care about that. Like Aleister Black, stupid kicking all the time and stuff. I hate that shit. Stop. Hire wrestlers.
Yeah, you've never been into the
I don't like it. Mega Flint, thanks for subbing to the channel. What's going on? Pour him a beer in the chat. Come on. I'm in douchebag mode right now. If you can't tell, everybody listening. I'm in.
Last story I have here is good for him. Keith Lee is okay from the fireball. WWE reports that he left the ER on his own, but was still experiencing some blurred vision.
But several white people followed him and tried to hang him, like Jussie Smollett in Chicago. Sorry.
They brought their own news.
I'm waiting for the WWE. Well, they already got Antifa there, so.
Exactly. Retribution is ready to go. I just can't get into this group. I'm trying to like I said, the first week and the lights and stuff, attacking the generator, you're like, okay, that could be a decent start. And then they did the whole thing on SmackDown, and that just looked very silly. Attacking the audience. Why didn't the audience run away to begin with? And the camera crew, and it just, they didn't do a great job. Cutting the ring ropes made you look like a bunch of cheering morons.
That was so dumb. Like, I can't even believe it when the guy started jumping up in the air because they cut the rope. I don't know.
The whole thing was just ridiculous.
It was really bad, dude. It was really the most childish. There was some things that were good about it, but then it was just too childish that
but more of it was bad than none.
Yeah. Oh.
My name is Kane and I'm donating.
Oh no.
At this point it's obvious AU is full of people butthurt over WWE including Jericho. It's going to hurt them in the long run.
Jericho's butthole, thank you. A butthurt, thank you. I like to see his butthole. Yeah, it really does feel like they're salty a bit, but they're winning, so whatever. They're winning. What are you going to do?
And Freddie Mitchell's right as well. Thank you, Jericho is butthurt. But Freddie Mitchell's right. The reason why you're on a tangent about Jake Roberts because AEW made him look like a bitch last night. That's something you damn don't do.
Well, and I'm not really. I'm not even that mad about that. I think you were mad about that, but I don't even care. I think they did I think they're trying to figure out how they can have Jake Roberts help Lance Archer while showing that Lance Archer is a believable guy in charge because Jake is overshadowing Lance Archer. But here's the problem. I have the answer for you, AEW. Are you listening, AEW? You listened about Luther, who you brought in. Oh, my God, Luther. He's crazy. Oh, wait, he gets beat by 2 women. Back to back. Okay, AEW, are you listening? Lance Archer sucks. Lance Archer will never work with Jake Roberts. I can already tell. We can already tell. It worked when Lance Archer was destroying people and Jake would monologue. But at times, Jake Roberts was the whole thing. Then we criticized and said, well, how is Lance Archer ever going to be taken seriously if the only thing I care about is Jake Roberts? Well, you tried showing that Lance Archer was the dominant one. And when you did that, you make Jake Roberts look kind of weak and Lance Archer kind of sucks. So it all just falls apart. So now you have your answer. AEW, you have your answer right now. Either Jake Roberts now you have to flip the script again. Now you have to flip-flop back to the beginning and realize Jake Roberts does need to be the guy in charge and the mouthpiece of Lance Archer. You would be better off if Lance Archer was hypnotized by Jake Roberts and Jake Roberts was telling him what to do, because that's better. I was wrong. I admit I was wrong. I thought the reason why Lance Archer wasn't looking good was because Jake was looking so good that he was overshadowing his client. And now that we've seen the client be the dominant one and not be able to be dominant and really appear to be believable, I now know it's the chemistry. These guys don't work. But it does work a little if Jake Roberts is the one leading the charge. So either realize that Jake Roberts has got to be the guy steering the ship. And unfortunately, Lance Archer is just going to have to take a back seat. But hey, he'll be on TV and he'll be a wrestler. But it's really Jake Roberts' playground. Or you need to get rid of this whole thing and put Jake Roberts with somebody who is better. Like, quite frankly, is better. I mean,
yeah, because you're dragging him down.
Would Brian Cage be better with Jake Roberts?
I don't know. He's doing well with Taz.
He's doing okay with Taz. I don't know. Like, I almost think Taz would have been better with Archer, and Jake would be better with Cage. But I don't know, man. I feel
Maybe.
like I feel like Jake should be running with somebody else, like kind of like weird and sadistic, like Jake. I don't buy Lance Archer like that. I buy him as a goof. So, and I don't think Jake Roberts makes a goof look very good.
No, not at all. You need someone dastardly and serious and intimidating.
Yeah, this guy looks like he's supposed to be in the Ascension of the main event of the main roster version. Sorry, I think Lance Archer's actually pretty gifted in the ring. I've seen him in the ring do some good things. But there's something they need a character change. This like I'm a tough guy, but I don't really know what I'm doing. It's not working. You're gonna have to create something else with him. And honestly, it might be that he's a face. It might be that the heel thing doesn't work and he's a face. And maybe you should ride a motorcycle to the ring and be the one-man Knight Rider or the one-man fucking something. I don't know. Like, I think that might work better. But I'm telling you, but if you put Jake Roberts with Killer Cross and Scarlett Boudreaux, I think that would be a sinister group that I would believe. And they would all be just kind of weird and sick. And
yeah, that would certainly work.
Like, dude, but not too over the top. They're just dark people. And I buy that. I buy that right now. I can vision it. That's the problem. That's it right there. It just sometimes people don't work together. That's all it is. Jake Roberts has been awesome. Jake Roberts has been awesome, except when they overshadow Lance Archer with Jake. But obviously they did that because Jake was just overshadowing Lance Archer. But
sadly,
turns out Lance Archer just doesn't work by himself. Maybe no one else is seeing that yet. Maybe it's just me and some of us talking about this, and AEW doesn't see this.
But we've certainly noticed that there's an issue, so.
All right. Anyway, rant over. I just lost my mind there for a few minutes.
Super Chat Party.
Breaking news. The Raw Women's title match at SummerSlam was cancelled after Trash's Gangs was rushed to a local medical facility to have her stomach pumped of McMahon semen.
Oh, God. What the hell?
Oh, God.
What in the world is going on with Spaz tonight? That's nasty. I mean, we know somebody like that from UFC a couple months ago.
I'm coming on your ass, Ray. I'm coming for that ass. I'm coming on your ass, Ray.
I mean, this guy said he was coming on his ass.
I'm coming on your ass, Ray. I'm coming for that ass.
And it didn't make it any better when he tried to correct it and say, I'm coming for that ass. That was disgusting, man. I forget who this guy was in MMA, but he said this, and it was like, what?
I'm coming on your ass, Ray. I'm coming for that ass.
Yeah, Lance Archer is like a generic.
More ridiculous.
What do you think about, well, we talked about him last night, I guess. We really did. But Mike Chioda, we talked about that already.
Yeah, I'm thankful he's back. Yeah, we covered that last night, but I'm glad he's there. It was a terrible loss for WWE. He's been around for over 3 decades at this point. What are you doing letting him go?
I don't understand what happened.
He's a tried and true staple, and he's still a fantastic referee. I can understand if he wasn't performing, but that's clearly not the case.
There were always times where I thought Earl Hebner could come back, but I mean, obviously not now. If even fucking, again, I don't know why Charles Robinson is still there. Like, well, I mean, I know that Charles Robinson and Mike Chioda were the 2 top dogs, but what I don't understand is like Chioda was there forever. Why did they? Robinson came in from WCW. Mike Chioda's was in WWE since 1988 or something, or 1989. So, I mean, this is the first time in what he has spent over 3 decades in the WWE. Mike Chioda,
yeah,
a 19-year-old. He was a 19-year-old referee with a mullet in 1990 in the WWF, and just this year loses his job and now is in AEW. So bizarre. Very bizarre.
AEW took advantage and
except
scooped him up.
He's one of the greatest referees of all time. We'll always remember him for this. Except apparently he counts a 4. Did you see what happened last night on AEW? Did you miss it?
No, I missed that.
You want to see it?
Absolutely.
I got it. I don't know where, but I got it somewhere.
That's hilarious.
I mean, dude.
I did miss that.
Well, we were talking about all the weird problems at the end of a couple matches last night, and this was one of them. And it was like,
because Jericho, I guess, did botch the mousetrap finish as well. That's why it looked so clunky. We weren't sure how that worked out.
Was it Jericho? I don't even know how that works.
Yeah, Jericho wasn't supposed to lay back like he had.
He sort of looked like he was going for a Russian leg sweep. Like he must have thought like, oh, Russian leg sweep, or he lost his balance.
Yeah, it wasn't taken well. That's for sure.
Actually, to be honest, Jericho just breaks the fourth wall every 2 seconds. He'll probably tell you on his podcast. So all we got to do is listen to his.
Find out Saturday night for his special.
He'll just tell us all like exactly what happened. Be like, yeah, so this happened, which is a little annoying, but you know what are you gonna do? I know that I swear to God I tweeted it. Maybe I didn't. Somebody tweet that at me. Where is it? He counted a 4. And everybody, oh my God, dude, everybody friggin' sent it to me, and I swear to God that I hit the like button on it because I was like, well, I'm going to like that because I got to remember that for tomorrow. But if I didn't like it...
You're pulling at me. You think you saved it, and now you can't find it.
Dude, I was convinced I saved this.
I've done that so many times where I've had news stories up or something ready, and then all of a sudden it's like, oops.
I'm really pissed because I had this ready to go. I think I was laying in bed at nighttime when I saw it live, but then I was laying in bed or something, and somebody sent it to me, and I was like, that's funny. Because he was
going
like,
through all your likes.
Oh my God, dude, I can't find it. Somebody tweeted at me. Somebody's got it. I know they do. Come on. But anyway, Kyoto counted a 4. I even showed it to Leah last night. I was like, look. Maybe
That's funny. No, I did miss that.
Maybe he's trending still. Maybe if I hashtag Kyoto. Oh, okay, yeah, it does come up, but I don't see they didn't get the count. That's too bad because 33 years of officiating experience. And he counted a 4.
To just be thrown to the wolves like that.
He was trending last night. Kyoto was trending. I just thought it was funny that somebody was like one of the best referees all time or whatever. And then they wrote, and then they said, and then they showed him counting a 4. Oh my God.
Never made a
funny.
mistake in his career. He goes ahead. Yeah, exactly. That'd be my luck.
Somebody find that and tweet that to me. I know somebody's got it. Oh yeah, here it is. Oh my God, look at this. TXP666 on Twitter. Look at how fast is he? How fast is he?
Top notch.
Top notch. 1, 2, 3, 4. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4. Want to see it again?
Sometimes they do that though. When they do that first count, because there's been 4 counts before, and a buddy of mine used to say, no, they do that. They hit the mat once to make sure your shoulders are down. It's like
2,
a check.
3, 4. Yeah, so
they go for the 3 count.
I mean, what honestly what it is Kyoto. If you listen to it live, so if you go and listen to the live show of this and you go back on your DVR and watch this, you'll notice this. He doesn't count there. So right there, he actually pulls the count. Because what happened is Cody doesn't have the shoulders down yet. So this hand that's about to slam down, he pulls it. And you'll hear it because you won't hear it. You won't hear the 1. So you'll see the arm going down, but he actually pulls it because Cody doesn't have the cover yet fully, he believes. So then he bails on this. So he bails on the 1, so you don't hear it. So if you're watching it live, you don't hear the 1 count. Then you hear this 1, 2, 3, and even Cody doesn't hear the 1 because he's not looking and he's listening, and they're listening. Yeah. So they didn't even hear the 1 count. But on TV, it visually looks like 4 because he almost counts fully, and the camera changes angles.
Yeah, exactly. They're not in the best angle to show.
But still, 1, 2, 3, 4. Look, it's still hilarious. I don't know, man.
It is funny though.
Thank you, TXP666. I'm gonna retweet that for you. Good stuff. Thank you, bro.
That is funny. Yeah, good find.
And shout out to Mitch Brandenburg who sent me the botch. Botch finished last night. Kudos to Jericho for at least putting over Orange Cassidy and help build a new star. I mean, unfortunately, I mean, honestly, if it was Jericho's fault, which it looks like it was because he didn't stay up for the, like you said, the mousetrap, I mean, it only makes Jericho look bad. So it's not like, Orange Cassidy messed up and made Jericho look bad while Jericho was putting him over, because that's such an embarrassment and a don't do. Like, this veteran is putting you over and you messed it up to make him look worse, even though he's helping you. So, but if it's Jericho's fault, then, then at least it was his fault that he looked worse while trying to help and do the right thing. So that's the one thing you can take solid. Gritty! Goddamn Philly is kicking ass in the NHL right now. What happened to the Bruins?
Survive off our motherfucking own feces. In Philly, we're gritty. In Philly, we're gritty. In Soul City, we'll eat our own shitty. In Philly, that's why our mascot looks like a
Slammiversary 4 Styles vs Jeff, as well as 2013 match. Also Styles and Hardy teams to face Shelley and Abyss at one point. Hardy also debuted first time in TNA vs Styles. There's also tag match with Hardy and Styles.
Jeff Hardy Styles with Randy Savage versus Double J. I got to look that up. I had no idea about that one.
I'll have to check that out.
That's
With
hilarious.
Randy Savage. That's a crazy matchup. Jeff Hardy, AJ Styles, and Randy Savage.
I'm going to go to the top. Fade to Black, thanks for the $8, man. Ocho coming in from Fade to Black. Buenos noches.
I'll have to check those out, though. Yeah, because like I said, I hadn't seen much TNA. And still, though, I think they could pull it off a good match for SummerSlam, Jeff and AJ.
Make it a ladder match. Hang that title from a ladder. Let's go, WWE.
That's for the IC belt, but it works. It works every time.
I'm just.
And I feel like we haven't seen a one-on-one match in the main roster in a while, haven't we?
Not a one-on-one ladder match. Yeah, I feel like
it's been a while.
Give me a one-on-one ladder match.
Looking back, WWE was pretty awesome 2014 and 2015. I don't think we knew at the time how much worse the product would get. Those 2 years we got epic Bayley vs Sasha Cena with great US title run, Daniel Bryan push debut of Sami Zayn
and Owens. Yeah, no doubt about it. We thought things were bad then. We thought things weren't the best.
What we had, now we miss it when it's gone. But I mean, just the lack of star power now even is greatly noticeable.
But even when I watch the reviews, like, even though you say that, he says that, even when I go back and I watch my reviews, there's so much more that we talk about that was good. Like, we have, we have way more like positives and like what ifs. And granted, it was still bad. But guys, if you go back and watch my reviews from 2015 and 2016 and 14, especially 14 and 15, you will see that we're like, man, Raw wasn't that good tonight. All right, well, I'm going to give it a 6.
It got a lot better when SmackDown first went live in 2006, because they had that great run where SmackDown was like the show.
But just like the fact that we were like, we didn't really like tonight, but I give it a 5 or a 6. You know what I mean? We were giving 5s and 6s out regularly. We give out 2 and 3s and 4s now. So it is no doubt way worse right now. And even before COVID, way worse. Because in 2015, when we were being pretty negative, we were giving it 5s and 6s and 7s.
Yeah, they were at a 4.5, 3.8. Now they're at a 1.7 and falling fast.
Yeah, if we were to give Raw a 2 back in 2015, like, it was like a rare night. And it was a night where I probably exploded and freaked out. Because for 4 weeks...
That's Sheamus beating Roman Reigns after Vince gets involved. That kind of stuff. That was real infuriating BS. The Authority pulling their crazy stunts. Those were the nights where you were, like, embarrassed to be a wrestling fan. But those weren't constant. Raw still had problems. But I know it's rose-tinted glasses because it's so bad now. But I actually went back recently and rewatched some from, like, John Cena and AJ Styles and their feud. I think that was 2016 as well. That was really good. There's been some things that's like, crap, we had some magic and we missed, the full potential.
Yeah, no, it's kind of wild. Like, it's I don't know, man. It's been on a slow, steady decline since I started doing these reviews. It's declined every year, no doubt about it. Absolutely. I mean, I started doing who subbed? Zertz, thanks for subbing to the channel. I mean, I started doing this. Think about it. The first year I started really focusing, and I'd done WWE reviews for years before this, like 2010, 9, 8, whatever. But I really launched this channel as an exclusive sports and wrestling channel. The minute that Daniel Bryan won the title and then got cashed in on, that was a crazy night. And then WrestleMania 30 with Undertaker.
That was SummerSlam 2013.
So, yeah, there was all this stuff. The Shield became a thing all of a sudden. So all these things were going on that actually were like something. There is like none of that now. It just was a steady decline from the minute I chose to start doing this. We hit a high for a second, and then we just basically waited for the Undertaker every year to find out, because that was the hot thing every year was, what's the Undertaker going to do?
Mania.
Yeah, it was my ratings.
He even returned Mania. Yeah, that was kind of the question too after he lost to Lesnar.
Yeah, what would happen next?
Super chat.
Archer is the upgraded Sawyer Fulton from Impact.
I guess. I don't even know who Sawyer Fulton is.
You can see that.
I don't remember Sawyer. He must really suck. I don't know.
Eat our own shitty in Philly, we're gritty. Yo, this whole city, we're gritty. Yo, we might eat our own shitty. Yeah, eat our own shitty. In the city of Philly, we eat shitty. We're gritty as can be. We can survive off our motherfucking own feces. In Philly, we're gritty. In Philly, we're gritty. This whole city, we'll eat our own shitty. In Philly, that's why our mascot looks like a crap.
Did you see the video I sent to you of Pat McAfee in ring training? His movement is kinda awkward. You can tell he is very athletic, so I want to how his timing and in-ring physiology is. I sent it to you guys on Twitter, bring it up.
Huh. Pat McAfee. Pete Mickerfan. Pete McFanny. I'll go check it out. Yeah, he seems like he's big-footed, like just kind of like, but he's definitely athletic. So, I mean, I'm hoping that I think he can bring something, but we're gonna find out. Yeah, JD Venom, thank you.
He seems a bit clunky, but he still looks like JD Venom said, very athletic. He's not gonna go in there and be a slouch and look embarrassing. He's doing some great rolls and bumps and throwing some pretty decent punches. So,
yeah,
I mean, it's obviously not going to be top notch next level, but he's taking it serious and learning. So I got to give him credit for that.
Here we go. I'm about to get it, man. Here we go. About to get it, man. Here we go. Oh, no.
Who the hell is Johnny July Weather? I just took away his wrench because I don't know who that is. The villain, who do you think are getting AEW tag titles? Kenny or Paige hold the titles for 200+ days.
No idea.
And they need to get new belts. Because we talked about this last night, but the AEW tag team titles look like they've been through, like, scratched, like, down the street. The villain. Thank you, villain, for the donation. The villain and JD Venom. Let's just take a look at this thing. Like, these things don't look right. Like,
they were saying that, as you mentioned last night, those things are beat to shit.
Dude, they beat the fuck out of these belts.
It's got to be FTR. It has to be. It seems like that's the logical succession.
Yeah, FTR. And then they would, or the Young Bucks. It's either going to be Young Bucks or FTR. Right? Somebody has to end up with the belts so they can have an epic title match. Caden needs sleep. Thanks for the sub. Thanks for subbing to the channel. Sherm Dog? What? How did that person even get a wrench? I don't know who that is.
It's me. I can't move people.
I don't know what the hell is going on. The AEW title. Look at that thing. That's the tag team title. These are new.
Yeah.
What the fuck did they do to these belts? I mean, what the hell?
Maybe they're plates, and I was only joking, but
I mean, they got these belts before COVID. They made these for real.
It was what, November, December after they had the tag team tournament that these came into effect?
I mean, at least maybe polish them or something. Like, you know, buff them or something? I mean, they look like
paint's chipped off and everything.
It looks like somebody took a screwdriver to these things. These look like an indie promotions tag belts. Like, I actually like the design. I'm fine with the design, but like they need to like redo it where it like Jesus, who paid for this?
God knows who they commissioned, but it's not good.
Neo the One says Kenny Omega effed a rhino on the top of the belt. I mean, does it really matter? Like, oh my God, Brandon Hicks. I don't know. Yeah, it's just funny. I don't know. It's something to talk about. The belts look like shit. It's fucking hilarious. 540, hello.
Hey, what's up, bruh?
What's up, brah?
What you doing?
I'm nothing much. I'm just sitting here with my buddy Jake, and we're talking about wrestling like a couple idiots. What are you doing?
I'm just chilling at the house.
Cool, man. Is it like? Is it a good house? Is it a good house?
Period.
Are you?
How y'all be 30 doing this shit though?
I don't know. How old are you?
How y'all be 30 on this lame ass show doing this shit?
Man, I'll tell you what. I make a living doing this.
No living.
No living? No, I make a living doing this.
Like this is a joke. Like this is a damn joke. Damn.
Why is it a joke? How old are you?
Y'all be 30 really doing this shit though.
Yeah, dude, I'm getting I make a living.
You got kids?
I got 3 kids in a house because of this show. What's up with you?
Damn. And then you got kids, but y'all be making fun of people on this show though.
Who am I making fun of?
Y'all be making fun of people, but y'all be 30 on this lame ass show. Ain't nobody calling this shit.
Holy
this
shit,
shit a
man.
Joke. I found this fucking number on Reddit. Like people.
I found this number. It's a joke.
People,
Let me tell you something about this joke. Oh my God, I can't believe it. I forgot to fuck my dad tonight. Oh my God. It's
Stream
hilarious.
WAP by Cardi B on Applebee.
Yeah, bird ear. Yo, why did Isaac Rojas' mom call us? What the fuck was that? That was hilarious. I mean, that was pretty interesting.
Heroin is a hell of a drug. You got that right.
It was hilarious. Wait till she finds out all the guys dressed in Speedos that wrestle in the middle of the ring are over 30 and make millions of dollars. Wait till she finds that out. Oh my God, my dad had fucking ass fucked me and I just decided to call this number at a scene. I keep on finger banging my own dad. God damn was her accent. Like, I mean.
That was infuriating.
Like, that's the accent.
I mean, damn, truck stop tranny.
I mean, dude,
really.
That lady had the accent of a girl who fucking waits for her dad to get out of the barn and beat her. With
then swallow.
Oh my God, was that funny?
Yes, Daddy.
That was awesome. Like, it's, you know what? It's been a while since we had a troll call. I mean, a while. So that was exciting to say the least.
It's been a good amount of time.
Good Lord. Imagine getting on YouTube just to talk shit to someone. Well, I don't think she got on YouTube. She just called the number. She called in. She called in and talked shit. Oh my God, dude.
I wonder how many times they called.
It was
the question.
someone just said it's Bullfrog's niece. No, I don't think so. She sounded a little too old to be the Bullfrog's niece. I don't think so, bro.
You don't know how many lies he's told. She could be 30.
I wonder who that was. Someone like got their sister like, hey, call and just shit on these guys. That was wicked funny. Dude, I miss doing prank calls, like calling somebody. But instead of like, I always think it's better to, instead of just being like, you know, you're a loser. Instead of that, like, because it just doesn't like go anywhere. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, it doesn't work. Like, you're making fun of me, but it's like, what are you going to, how is that going to affect us? Like, this is my job. Like, what are you making fun of? You know what I mean?
The best one I did is where I used to call when I worked at Hollywood Video. I'd call from like different movie stores, like Blockbuster, things like that,
Right.
from the Hollywood Video Store, and I would have one of my employees be like, "Oh, they're looking for a certain movie on line 3. Will you take it?" Whatever new release was there.
Right.
So he would end up arguing because it would just derail into this whole thing. I'd go in the office and put it on speakerphone and mute it and die laughing.
Right.
Because you'd have two different cashiers just arguing with each other. Like, no, I thought you wanted this movie. It's like, I'm trying to rent it to you, you know? And they would.
Yeah, no, I would see. I would call a show like this, and I'd be like, I'd start being like, yo, so you guys are like, I need to know about The Rock, the wrestler The Rock or something, and then just like keep going in about it or whatever. Or maybe like just like maybe she could have roasted me, like made fun of me, like my face and stuff. You know what I mean? Instead of like, you do this, like imagine going to a comedian, right? A guy who's a comic on stage and being like, this is what you do in your 30s. You go around and tell jokes. Like, you're just going to be like, yeah. Like you go to someone's, like maybe if I worked at like like a grocery store, right? I'm working at a grocery store and like I'm trying to hook up with her and then she's like, you work at a grocery store? Like, you idiot. Like, it's like, this is way cooler than a grocery store. Like, I'm sorry. Like, well, although right now the grocery store workers are the heroes. But yeah, I mean, like, what are you talking about? Like going to a radio station and being like, this is what you do, talk about sports on the radio. It's like, yeah, that's what I do. I make a living talking about sports on the radio.
I understood the argument of people saying, "Oh, you're 30." You know, what does that matter?
Well,
do you watch movies? Do you watch television? Do you watch?
Yeah. Do you watch movies, television? That's why, like, you got to come up with something funnier, like better, like maybe I would call like a rival person, and then I would like tell them that the other person's better or something. Like that would be better because then you might make somebody mad or something. Like, but exactly. that just like didn't even work. The only thing that was funny was how she sounded like she came, like she's getting pounded by her cousins or something. Like, that was the only thing that was funny about it. Like, let me tell you, like you just stereotyped the whole South, like, with that call. Come on.
Her voice quivered every time
Good
her
Lord.
uncle played. That's all it was.
Anyway, listen, we are, E-Murder was the $20 top donator so far. A few more minutes if anybody wants to drop them or jump on. $20 top donation, E-Murder. Let's try another one. 816, yo.
Hello?
Hey.
This is Joe.
It's going to be one of those nights on the calls. 816, yes.
What's up, Joe?
What's up?
I got a question for you and Jake.
All righty.
Have you guys heard anything about Mandy versus Sonya, hair versus hair match?
Mandy versus Sonya. Wait, did you say career match?
Hair versus hair match.
Oh, hang on one second, caller. Hang on one second, caller. I forgot to let the donations on. 1 second. Pussy Lips McGee.
Hick, you be 30 doing this show. Joe, how old are you, Hick? Lame as show, Joe. I make a living, Hick. You really be 30 doing this show, Joe. How are you? Hick, you make fun of people, Joe, who I made fun of. Hick, you really be 30 doing this show.
Oh, Pussy Lips McGee. Thanks, man.
It. I love it.
That basically is what went down, man. I mean, they couldn't answer a thing. It was hilarious. Pussy Lips McGee, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Pussy Lips McGee coming in with the 666. Yeah, well, I don't know who I made fun of. Like, I don't know. Maybe that's like one of the wrestlers' wives that I said it wasn't good tonight or something. I don't know. 816. I'm sorry. Go ahead, man. It was Sonya and.
Yeah, Sonya and Deville versus Mandy, hair versus hair match.
Hair versus hair match, and obviously Sonya would lose, right?
So I hope she would.
Well, because she wants to be a guy anyway, so she figures she would lose the hair.
They already cut Mandy's hair, so I don't know. If
Wait, what?
They had her cut hair. They cut Mandy's hair like 2 weeks ago.
I would.
Mandy attacked, and they cut her hair.
What I would do is have Otis turn on Mandy.
And go heel and be with Sonya?
No. What do you think he's gonna do with the briefcase?
Well, wait a minute. You want him to turn on Mandy, so that makes him heel.
Yeah, what he's going to do with the briefcase?
He's going to cash it in with Mandy by his side and use her as a distraction option.
Yeah, and then he's going to win the title and then have Mandy in his corner, and then they're going to run with a gimmick deal. I think,
anyways, but yeah,
maybe. I think he's gonna cash in for the tag title.
Oh my god. Oh man, that was funny. I hope that was a troll.
On that note, I got to be up in 4 hours. I'm getting out of here. This way you can take a couple more calls. Everybody,
oh boy,
stay safe. Stay safe.
All right,
we'll see how those calls go. Everybody have a great night. Thank you so much. A lot coming up this weekend. Don't forget, next week on Wednesday, there will be no AEW review. There will be an NXT review. And then next weekend, jam-packed weekend as well. So this weekend, you have Joe for UFC and Corrupted and Monetize This on Friday. Next weekend, you'll have Out of Nowhere. Then you'll have Monetize This. You'll have Takeover 30 and AEW Dynamite and Corrupted. And then you're going to go into SummerSlam. So tons of content. Going to be a great time. Make sure you subscribe, turn the bell on, hit the like button. Don't miss it. I love you all. Stay sexy.
All right. Thanks, Jake. Good night, man. Kisses.
Kisses.
All righty. So that's hilarious. Velveteen Dream, though, man, I think they really should announce something with Velveteen Dream. I think it would be good for them to announce some, just be like, we conducted an investigation, found no, whatever, something like that. And I think that it would help out a little bit. I think it would help all the people that just are having trouble, getting in, or they're not sure about seeing him again and dealing with him again and all those types of things. I think it would help people accept it and be able to be a fan of him again. I think there's a lot of gray area people feel. But again, WWE did this investigation, so they must have completed some kind of thorough investigation because they said they were investigating him and he was gone for 3 to 5 weeks now? 3 to 5 weeks, I think. I think. I tried to look it up right now, and I don't know if I see. I don't know how many. It's been 4 weeks or something like that. Maybe 4 weeks. I want to say. Yeah, but I really can't figure out how long he's been gone. But they did say they were investigating him. So I don't know. I still see people are still DMing me even. They're messaging me on Twitter, being like, Joe, I don't like this whole thing with Velveteen Dream. It's disgusting or whatever. And it's like, dude, I don't really know. We don't really know what he did. We have a speculations about what the guy did. We don't actually know what he did. We have some weird accusations, some weird photos of him that are getting around. He could have been set up by people. And so, I don't know, man. I'm uncomfortable by the whole thing because I don't know what's going on. So I feel like we do need some kind of explanation. Hector Gutierrez. Yeah, the Bruins lost, dude. That was ridiculous. It's really, really. Well, obviously they didn't find anything or he wouldn't be here, says Dynamic. Yeah, I think you might be right. Text the Teen Dream. Oh my God, dude. Text the Team Dream. Yeah, even though AEW went down, they didn't go down too much. You know what I mean? They could have gone down a whole lot more. It could have been a lot worse, to be honest. It could have been way worse for them. FPW Wrestling, what's been up, dude? How are you? I hope you've been good, brother. Pussy Lips McGee, thank you for that, man. E-Murder, looking like he's going to take home that JCS Digital Championship tonight. And one more thing about that is we got to shout out the Monetize This King of the Wheel. This past week, he came in with a bomb, and he won it, baby. He is the King of the Wheel for the week. So E-Murder with the $20. Thank you, E-Murder. But we got to shout out J-Man from KC. On Monetize This last Friday, he became the King of the Wheel for the week. So a big salute and shout out to J-Man from KC. Also a big patron on patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. My Patreon I just uploaded another podcast earlier today. If you missed it, go check it out. And shout out to the $25 producers. Tomorrow night, J-Man from KC puts the crown on the line on my other YouTube channel, Corrupted Nation, for Monetize This, episode 277. Tomorrow night, the party starts. Can J-Man hang on to that crown that's oh so important?
Shut up, you filthy animal.
J-Man puts that... Oh, shit!
No, I won't give in till I'm victorious. And I will defend.
I'm fucking Bobby Roode! Triple H wants to fuck me!
Glorious!
Joe, here is a donation because you don't make money doing this. Because of that donator saying you don't make money. So as the only donator, I hope this gets you some milk and a bag of carrots. Also be sure not to spend it all at one place.
Oh, man. Thank you, sir. Joe doesn't make a living. Thank you for the $24. You never know, though. Any minute I might not. I mean, to be honest, any minute it could all go away. You know, so without you guys with the donations, thank you for making it possible since I lost my part-time, man. No more part-time for me. I was excited about it, too. Stupid COVID. But I'll be live tomorrow at some point during the day, maybe. And we'll have some stuff up again on Patreon. And then we'll be live tomorrow night at 11 p.m. Eastern Time, U.S. for Monetize This. 7 years in running, episode 277. And I look forward to it. Shout out to Six. Thank you. Joe doesn't make a living for the $24. You are now the king of... You're the champion. The Bobby Roode donut. Where's Bobby Roode been, by the way? Where the hell is Bobby Roode? Where is Bobby Roode? Where is he? Kincaid, thanks, Kincaid. Thank you, guys. Shout out to Joe Doesn't Make a Living for that $24. What was the best Monetize This? I don't know. There's a lot of good ones. I don't know. There's like 10 or 20 really epic ones. Last week was fun, though. I had a good time last week. A couple weeks back, I wasn't so hot on it, but the other night, it's pretty good for me. John Cena. If you're new to the channel, I hope you subscribe because I want your privates. Be subscribed. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Come check out the Patreon. I put up a new episode of Note to Self this morning, and it's whacked out. Come salty takes. Shout out to the $25 patron producers.
It's just shoved up in there.
Join the Patreon so you guys can get alerts when I'm live and YouTube doesn't tell you because we always get blocked. Plus episodes and podcasts that you can't hear on any of my YouTube channels, like this note to self that I put up earlier today, that you can play or right-click and download or download on your phone, save your data plan, and tons of other audio stuff and things you don't hear on YouTube. Monetize this audio and the Corrupted Podcast and a ton more like After Dark and this weird video stream that I did on Patreon only. There's a bunch of stuff. Now I'm gonna go pee-pee into the bathroom.
And fuck Bill Goldberg!